Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and checking out your boy, P Funk, thinking right, doing what I do in my living room for you. This morning, got a good lesson for you. Let's get this thing started. Rather than 25 rules to live by, storytelling, story with a message and a story. These are life lessons I'm giving. I see you receiving them. I love it. Appreciate you. Let's do it. Right thinking mission, and I have one, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher level of enlightenment. Knowing yourself a little bit better. If you don't, get used to it. Try it out. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help you attain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka knowing thyself. And the question is always there: do you know you? If so, answer the question of knowing thyself, the creed that our ancients left to us to remember. This is a must. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not but know that they know not is simple. I can teach you. Tune in. That's why I do what I do for you. A person who knows not and believe that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken you. I'm the spiritual alarm clock. Let's go. A person who knows and knows that they know, wise. Follow them. All these persons, they reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to Maat, be true. If you don't have balance in your life ain't going to be right. Trust me. Today, when I try to tell you about my girl, Maat, you see the balance? You see it's two sides? That's called duality. Let's talk about it. Right thinkers, let's talk about Maat, the concept of duality, the classic good and evil, order, chaos, night, day, up, down, in, out. Let's talk about it. So that's in here. Hope you get it. Right thinkers, the tree of good and evil in the garden that they was forbidden to eat from because it gave them knowledge of self. Don't everybody want to know who they are? A good servant of the Creator won't worry about their identity. They just will serve the Creator. But once you get wind of your ego, party's over, you become self-serving. That's what happened in the tree, in a garden, okay? All that nonsense about that, no. Coming to grips with who you are was the concept. Let's talk about it. All right. With knowledge comes a responsibility to do what? The right thing. They knew that they were naked. When God came looking, they hid. Okay? Sneaky, deceitful. Okay? That's the ego. Understand that? Knowledge is power. Thinking right is a must. Knowledge with the wrong thought process is a bad thing. Simple as that. You have to have knowledge of self. That's Maat. That's called order and balance. Knowing who you are keeps you on the straight and narrow. Thinking you are puts you in the desire mode. We suffer because we desire. Your desire is of the flesh. If you give into that, you'll never serve God. You'll always serve yourself. That's the ego. It's also called greed. There's a lot of names for it, but if you're on the wrong side of this balancing scale, it's going to be an issue that you will have to deal with one way or another. There goes karma. Your action will get a reaction back to you. You reap what you sow. Duality made that possible. Understanding we live in a dual world where if you have joy, there's going to be pain, and vice versa. So, as my mother would say, this too soon shall pass. Bad times don't last long. Good times you want to go forever, but bad times, they have an expiration date, just like nature. It will cease. You can't have one without the other. Again, there you go, back to duality. That means it's two things going on. And what we have is free will, which is a choice that we can make to do whatever we want to do. That's the power of human beings. That's the ego. God has to have, good has to have bad to be recognized as good. Why? If you had nothing to oppose it, you would never know what it was. We would, if we just lived in darkness or daylight state, we wouldn't know dark. We come out of darkness to get to light. Why? Because they share. It's a duality. We live in the dual world. Come on now. It's a concept that you have to conceive and understand and get past to do what you need to do for yourself, which is obtain knowledge and know how to use it. Day without night wouldn't work. It's equal opportunity for one just as much as the other. Duality, again, if we was all one kind, males, we would not be able to reproduce, and vice versa. A world with only women wouldn't work. No man, no reproduction. These things are self-serving. If you're a man and all you want to do is have encounter with another man, that's self-serving. That's not godly. Godly is about what? Be fruitful and what? Multiply. I'm gonna let that stay there. I ain't going on that road. Okay, let's get back over here. All right. Harmony is two things working together as one. Male, female, yin, yang, night, dark. Come on now. Light, dark, up, down, in, out. It's all about duality. That's why Maat represents order. When you're on the right side and you're keeping balance, you are fine. Upright, straightforward. Classic battle. It's been here since Maat and it's fair. That was a sign of chaos. He didn't get much praise because he's bad. You got somebody else to serve him now. We call him Set. Same thing. Somebody who influencing you in a negative manner is not good. You control them. You don't let them control you. Hence, that's the case. That's the lesson about the ego. But moving on. Ignorance is darkness. No vision. You can't see nothing in the dark. Hence, light. Shine the light, okay? Light is inside us. That's the spirit that dwells in man, okay? Once you get concept of it, you have knowledge. Knowledge is to know. Knowledge is knowing something. That's light vision from within. Having that innate feeling about something. That's the spirit that's within. The mind has to acquiesce to that and figure it out. Hence waking up. Hence enlightenment. Get the concept? In a dual world, there is really only one winner. There's not a winner because the choice you make will decide either you win or lose. It don't make a difference to nature. She just go by what goes down. Karma will give you what you put out. Simple as that. No more, no less. All right? It's a 50-50 deal. Men and women, who's the winner? All this male chauvinistic nonsense that actually telling the women they love it. Oh, tell them. Yeah, man, women are to be worshipped. Without them, we got no reproduction program. And women, don't get hot-headed and big-headed things all about you, because guess what? The same goes for you. You see that? He made it that way. Perfect. The spirit don't need male or female. It don't reproduce. The physical body has to have a gender to either make a decision to be this way or reproduce and create life. Be fruitful, multiply. That says it all right there. The battle in duality is never won or ever over. It's a constant. It's a constant. It goes, ebbs and flows like the ocean. It comes and goes. It comes. It's an endless flow. Age, time, it just goes around. We just fall in line with it and do what we could while we're in it, and then it's still going on. We just won't be here. Free will, again, there is the question that human beings have to understand. He gave us a brain, free will, choice to do whatever you feel you want to do. God's servants, devotion to God, they will live and do the right thing. I'm telling you, I define that as my spiritual discipline. I'm going to do what I know to be right in God's sight. That's all. So it ain't a whole bunch of rigmarole. No. Treat people right. Do what you need to be doing. Those are all things that you can control. God don't ask you for a whole bunch of super nonsense. Okay? Devotion to Him, live and doing and be right. is fine. All right. We are given a brain. It's our own free will to choose what we want for ourselves. We can be learned, we can be taught, we can have all this information and still not do the right thing. That's what I'm saying. Why? Because it's a choice. You have the ability to do what you please. Right thinking philosophy just informs you of the right thing to do. And then when you do that, the rewards are great. I made more bad choices when I was young, okay? And I had to pay for all of them. Not no bad decision I made, I got away with. Even my parents chastised me, punished me for every time I did wrong. I had a curfew. I broke curfew. I got punished. Simple. In life, if you don't understand consequences of your actions, you will repeat the same nonsensical action because you haven't been transpired. You haven't transgressed that problem that you continue to do for yourself. Learning the old-fashioned way, fire will continue to burn you if you keep poking your finger in it. Conceptually. Remember the mouse. He don't make the same bad decision twice in life. I'm adopting that concept. Why? That's a good thing. Why? If something didn't work the first time, don't go think that's insanity. To do something again and again, think it's going to be different. The mouse is not insane. Understand that, people. Sometimes I question our intellect. Here you go. You're responsible for the choices you make. That's karma. Again, these are all aspects of life, psychological entities that the Egyptians and ancients knew about way back then. We got all these fancy names for it now. We got a doctor for this. We got scientists for that. They incorporate all that. That's what right thinking does. I incorporate everything in one so that you can have everything you need for yourself. Going outside yourself for your needs is not right thinking. Spiritual knowledge gives you the answers in life that you can live with. Knowing God, understanding God, and being devoted to God is a good way to live. I call it Christian, Islam, Judaism. It don't make a difference. You're paying respect and you're worshiping God. So whatever you call it, I have a problem with. I call it spirituality. I call it right thinking. But we all praising the one God. No problem with none of you guys or with that. Trust me. I just want you to be smart with it. Balance is the key. That's right thinking philosophy. Balance, understanding. I love, worship, and praise God, but I'm not going to run around and act like a fanatic to prove it. I do it with intellect. I do it with good deeds. I do it with doing the right thing. I do it with teaching people how to do it for themselves. Okay? With right thinking philosophy, you will learn balance in your everyday life because you will be practicing it every day until you get good at it. Like riding a bike. Right now, the training wheels, I'm going to hold the seat, make sure you get balanced because you're a little wobble right now. You look a little bit shaky right now. But once you get going, I'm going to let the seat go and let you go on about your business. That's what I do for you, conceptually. Spiritual discipline is the practice of the new word is picked up on samadhi. That's finding that peace within yourself. It's an unexplainable word, but it's a place like Maya. You can't really, they got words for it. Honesty, truth, justice. But the real thing is you have to live it. You have to experience it. Like God's presence. Having knowledge of Him, meaning now you have a God that you understand. I got a lesson coming up, deifying our past ancestors. That's what it's all about. Keeping them alive in your spirit and in your mind. That keeps them living. Conceptually. Let me wrap this up. Sorry about that. I'm getting a little long-winded today. All right. Right thinking philosophy teaches daily balance to pray, meditate, and keep yourself physically fit. That's what I call right living. Those are the things that I do that keeps my lifestyle on the right track. Daily. No days off. Well, the gym was closed on Christmas. I got New Year's Day coming up. But I do what I do for you because I live it. It's my way of life. If you follow a pattern, you'll get to see, hey, this ain't a bad thing to do. Hopefully. All right, wrapping it up. Appreciate you again. Balance, that thin line that tightrope that we all walk through life. And once you get good at it, you won't be so shaky. You'll walk knowing how your steps already been laid out for you. Why? Because you walk by faith, not by sight. Again, I got the concept, I understand them, but do you really do them? Sorry about that. I'll be back. Thanks for tuning in.